Good morning and greetings from Northumberland. You can probably hear that I'm still struggling a little bit with this very bad hay fever I've had, and I won't be recording a prayer again today simply because I can't always get through it without having a complete coughing and sneezing fit. Today the church celebrates St Anne and St Joachim, the feast of which have been kept for at least 14 or 1500 years, parents of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Obviously we know little about them except that they must have existed. But the church has always thought of them as people who we can honour because of the situation they created, in which Mary was able to be open to the love and the presence of God. They were good people. They were good people who exercised their life, their ministry, their following of God in an obscure way, in a quiet way, but yet enabled the situation in which Mary could be the person who said yes to God and yes to the incarnation of Jesus Christ. Good people exercising their faith in a quiet and yet powerful way. That's, I think, an example for us. As I alluded to yesterday, the Church of England has been caught up, and indeed the Anglican Communion, in a bit of a row about sexuality yet again. We come back to it. I don't know why. It's like an old rag that we come back to worry. But what's been remarkable is that the voice of good people has been raised over and over again in the last 24 hours, and that's enabled us to look at the Lambeth Conference with a little bit more hope than we might have even 24 hours ago. All of this is based upon who we think God is, who we know God is in our heart, and his love and his mercy. And today, as we're not doing prayer, I'm going to conclude our reflection today with a hymn by a man called Frederick William Faber, who was one of the Oxford movement and eventually became a Roman Catholic priest. It's sung by an American folk singer, Kate Campbell. It has many tunes, but it's a powerful song about God's mercy. The author didn't believe that we didn't need to be forgiven. He didn't believe that we didn't need to have our lives turned around by God. But what he did believe was that the mercy and love of God could turn around all our lives and draw us into his care. And so as we reflect today on God's love, we continue to pray for the people gathering for the Lambeth Conference. We pray for the people of Ukraine, and in our own country we pray for the appointment process for a new Prime Minister. But I leave you with this song. There's a wideness in God's mercy.